Hello, I'm Blue and this is a video on how I do my makeup for Krul. I haven't made a video on the wig, but wigs are not my strong point. Just clean it up with a trim and some hairspray, use the clips, and it'll probably sit fine. If you have enough experience working with hair and wigs, you can put some layers in the back, and I'll link a good video about maintaining long wigs. I will attempt to link all the products that I use in the description of this video, but I don't make commission on any of the links, and it's very likely that I'll forget to link some of the items. I start off by shaving off the tails of my eyebrows and putting in my contacts and applying a light moisturizer. I also put on a lip balm or lip gloss. I get my contacts from vendors like Oh My Kitty, Uniqso, and Pinky Paradise. I'm not entirely sure which ones these are, but I like the Eye Fairy range. Circle lenses with a wide pupil that are over 15mm in diameter are best for female characters. For my moisturizer, I like the simple hydrating moisturizer because it's a pretty nice smooth base for what I do, but you can use primer if you want to do a full face of foundation. I then use the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer in shade Ivory on any spots that I might have. I also put it in my nose creases and in darker areas of my face, like underneath my eyes and underneath my bottom lip. I put it in my eyebrow hairs too to create a base for later. I blend it with my fingers, just for convenience, and I don't set it with powder as I just apply it thinly and I have pretty dry skin, so for me there's no need. I don't wear foundation, but you can if you want to. Just apply it how you normally would, and you can lightly contour if you want to. You can also apply eye primer here. I then start to generously apply red eyeshadow, concentrating it in my crease, but also making sure that it gets blended outwards. I aim to apply it so that it contours my eyes, lifting them up at the corners and continuing to the skin around my eyes to create the illusion that my eye cavities are larger. I then go in with a black eyeshadow. Start sparingly because you can always build up colour, but it is much harder to remove it. Bringing your eyeshadow out like this can also subtly work in tandem with contour to highlight your cheekbones. After the crease colour, I start to define my lid with a skin colour eyeshadow that has a very slight shimmer to it. This works well as a highlight, especially if you pick a shade above your eyelid colour. All of the eyeshadow used in this video is from either of these two palettes: Regeneration Trends Mischief Mattes by Revolution or Mixed Metals by Profusion. I then go in with my concealer. I use a light amount on a concealer brush or a flat eyeshadow brush and draw it along my eyelid fold to create a greater contrast between the inner and outer corner of my eye. I don't draw it higher than my eyelid fold because my eyes are already quite rounded and deep set. You can put a shimmer colour on top of this, like a pink or a rose gold, but I choose not to. I then use the Maybelline Master Smoky Shadow Pencil and line my waterline, on my lash line, and underneath my lash line. You can use this step to begin elongating your eye at the outer corner, but also rounding the underneath of the corner to make your eyes look bigger. I like to bring this colour about 3/4 towards my inner corner and taper it off the closer it gets. The next step, and I cannot stress this enough, is the most important. It's the liquid eyeliner. The way you shape this can change your entire eye shape. Krul's eyes are more rounded than they are elongated, but my face is quite wide compared to my eyes, so I choose to elongate them with eyeliner. I start with a single line from exactly the outer corner of my eye, no lower or higher. This line is angled up marginally. It's very important that you keep it at no more than a 20-degree angle and look straight ahead to check the shape of it. I then draw from the tip of this line over where my eyelid folds. It takes a few tries when you first start this new sort of eyeliner shape, so don't worry if it doesn't look right the first time. It's highly individual to your eye shape, so it takes a bit of practice. I then fill in the outline and bring it down to my lash line. When you look forward, it should match up like this. I draw a thin line along my lash line all the way down to my inner corner and adjust the wing as I go. Do your best to keep this line paper thin. For your inner corner, keep it as a perfect extension of your eye. Don't angle it upwards or downwards. Keep it subtle. Come back up onto your eyelid near the inner corner and make this part of the liner thicker. In my opinion, this is crucial to an anime eye look. You can see when you look forward that there is empty space on your eyelid, but it closes towards your brow bone on both the inside and the outside. This empty space widens and brightens your eyes. I use the Technic Get Gorgeous liquid highlighter on a dedicated concealer brush to highlight my tear bags. Powder highlight will also work fine, but I prefer this. Do not, and I mean do not, overlap it with a liquid eyeliner at all. Instead, bring it into a concise line underneath. If you bring it on top, it just defeats the whole point of having your inner corner drawn in, and it makes things look just mucky and, I don't know, just not great, so don't do that. I now apply my false lashes. I don't curl my lashes before I put the false ones on, but you can if you want to. For both upper and lower lashes, I like to use spikier patterns because they're more playful and tend to liven up the eyes a lot more than regular lashes. When I apply my top lashes, I put the end of the lash strip further from my outer corner than my actual lash liners because it makes my eyes look longer and wider. Krul's eyes are rounded, but they're not droopy or relaxed, so keep these lashes following your eye curve. Don't go any lower or any higher. For the lower lashes, match them up with the corner of the upper false lash and your natural lash line. Try to keep a triangle shape between the two sets of lashes if there's a gap. I now use mascara to blend my real lashes with the false ones and darken the lashes all the way close to my inner corner. I use Collection Max Curly, but it's not really important which mascara you use. As long as the formula isn't clumpy or thick, you should be totally fine. Moving on to eyebrows, the method that I use to do them tends to just depend on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I put a white base, sometimes I don't. When I put a white base, I use Collection Fast Stroke Eyeliner. Be careful with this as it can sometimes crack during the day. I don't really like this formula much for application either because it tends to feel streaky and it takes itself off while you're drawing over it. It's really annoying. I believe it's the same formula as cheap white mascara, so you could probably use that instead. When you start drawing your brow tail, you want to try and angle it upwards to lift your eye shape. When you draw the top side of your brow, I personally start from the inside because I find it easier. When you get closer to the very end of the tail of your brow, you can draw in an arch on the top side, but you can leave it a sharp triangle shape if you prefer it. When you bring the product closer to your real eyebrow hair, try to blend it in with the hairs. I then use a reddish pink lip pencil to fill in on top of the white. It sometimes peels up with this formula, but usually it's okay. I also like to pack pale pink eyeshadow on top of this, both to set it and to soften the colour a little. I don't know the brand of the pencil or where I got them from. It was a long time ago, and I should probably get new ones. To finish off my eyebrows, I use a white, non-shimmery highlight powder under the arch to define it a little more. It's important that you use one that doesn't shimmer, that's just a lighter colour, because it just looks a little bit strange when you have shimmer under your eyebrows. The reason I choose to do my brows after my eye makeup is so that I can match the intensity accordingly. I find that with concealer and foundation you can look pretty washed out, and you want that 2D look for anime, but you don't want to be, too washed out so that you look ill. To add some colour back to my face, I use the same red eyeshadow that I used on my lid. I take a medium-sized powder brush and pick up a minimal amount of product, then lightly pass it over the top of my cheekbones. I skim down my skin at quite a sharp angle. This type of application can help to subtly contour your face. I also like to apply the blush high on my cheekbones as an aesthetic choice. I discovered that I liked having the blush closer to my eyes when I tried the Owari makeup style. I use a smaller powder brush and pick up the same blush colour and apply it to the underside of my nose tip. This style of application gives a cute blush and helps to frame your face whilst also inconspicuously contouring your nose tip. I then take the same liquid highlighter I used earlier and I apply it to the tip of my nose and my glabella. Make sure you softly blend it out. I strongly advise against applying a highlight down your whole nose bridge. The reason I only apply it to the tip of my nose and to my glabella is to create the appearance of a button nose or an upturned nose. You can further contour your nose if you want to, but I find that this is sufficient for my makeup style. I don't like to put this liquid highlighter anywhere else on my face, but you can use a softer powder highlight on your cheekbones and stuff, but I don't do that either. The next and final thing I do is use the Cherub's Blush Cheek and Lip Tint by Me. This product builds in layers, so I apply the first layer over my whole lips and create a convex shape over my cupid's bow. The next layers I apply close to the centre. I finish my lips with gloss. Apply it sparingly. I like this collection plumping gloss because it isn't sticky, makes my lips feel funny, and it smells like peppermint. A pro tip here is to apply it after you put on your wig since the hairs tend to get stuck in it. The only thing really left to do is put in your fangs, put on your wig, your elf ears, hair clips, and yeah, you're basically done. I have a somewhat small mouth, so I had to custom make my fangs. You can do this with polymorph. It's dirt cheap, honestly. I don't even know how much it costs, but it's nothing. There's tutorials online for how to make fangs with polymorph if you're curious, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Just use the back of your nail to shape it on your tooth, and that's literally it. If you actually made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, definitely drop a comment and I'll do my best to answer it. In the description will of course be all the products listed and some videos that I think are helpful, but I'll also put my Instagram, my TikTok I think, maybe my Reddit, I don't know, I'll put stuff in there, I'll plug my stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching, leave a like if this was helpful, and I'll see you some other time. Bye!